Welcome. June is Seniors Month in Ontario, and Midland Public Library is celebrating with a virtual storytelling series. And joining me this afternoon is Antje Clarke from Midland, Ontario. Antje, thank you for being here this afternoon. It's a pleasure speaking with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your story?
Right from the beginning?
Not just in general, you know.
I was 21 when I came to Canada from Germany by boat. And I came here right on my birthday, but nobody wished me happy birthday.
Oh.
So I ended up in Hamilton because I had heard of Lady Hamilton way back in Germany. And I thought there must be something decent there. And so this is how I ended up in Hamilton, and the trip was paid by the Canadian government so that once we get here, that we would work as a domestic for a year, right? And I came from a home where we had our own domestics, but that didn't matter. So I did it anyway. And so when I got to Hamilton, there was a nice lady, and there was a little daughter. She was looking for a domestic. And then she's the ones, they're the ones too who the first time took me to see the Shakespearean place in Stratford. I got to know all of Canada, more than most Canadians.
Well, let's start with this photograph that I have here of you. So I have this, I don't know if you can see it, but I have this photo.
I can see it, I know it well. That was home in Germany, and with my older brother. And we had this lovely puppet show, and they got here have people come and watch our puppet shows, and then I would charge them money too.
Oh,
but very little.
I was going to say, how much did
for the money? Even got some cookies and something.
How much was your puppet show? How old would you say you are in this photo?
About 10.
And how much older is your brother? How many years older than you?
Only 2 years. Yeah.
2 years.
And that was actually. Was it at the beginning of the war? Just a minute, 32. Yeah, it was already at the beginning of the war when that picture was taken, naturally.
And did you have a happy childhood? It seems like it was.
I did, because my brother was full of imagination. And even when the bombs fell and whatever, we somehow found something to make us feel better. He was sitting in the basement, and it was shaking from the bombs, but we still managed somehow to keep a spirit. Yeah. Did
the rest of your family stay in Germany when you came to Canada?
Oh, yeah. My mother naturally was very sad because it's the only daughter. But she realized that it would be good for me, which it was. And she eventually, when I way back, when I had my own family and so on, she came to visit Canada, and she liked it quite well, you know.
And when you finished your university degree, what did you do for work?
I got into teaching right away. Yeah.
And what did you?
Public school teaching first, right?
And what did you enjoy most?
I enjoyed teaching art. You know, naturally, when I was at Chartwell Collegiate in Toronto, and which was quite a well-known collegiate and historic. Also, I could teach German there, which was interesting.
Did you always want to be a teacher?
No, I hated teachers in a way. You know, I thought they were boring and so on. So I couldn't believe it that I ended up doing something which I actually enjoyed. And I think my students enjoy too.
What did you want to be when you were this age? What did you want to be?
I thought I would be a doctor like my father, but I mean, I realized eventually I didn't have the understanding of chemistry and physics and all that stuff you have to take to be a doctor. So it didn't work out. Yeah.
What sort of life lessons did you learn from your teaching career?
I think this is something that you should never expect to have done something perfectly ever. There's always something else that can be added to it and enchanted. I think we are too much wanting, this is done, now we're doing something else, you know, and to me, it's never quite done. It should be anyway, because you still can contribute something else. Even if you bake the perfect cake, there's another one, maybe a little better.
Did you meet your husband here in Canada?
Yeah. I met him through a colleague who knew him, and his family came from Wales.
What's your best advice for a good marriage?
Listen.
So you've been all over Canada and you've traveled, as you mentioned, probably more than most Canadians have. Is there a certain place that you have a particular fondness for, or something that you recommend that everybody see at least once in their life?
Go to Newfoundland.
Mm-hmm.
There's a simplicity about it which is so endearing.
Mm.
And you're so close with all the little animals, and it really has always warmed my heart when I have the memories there. I spent a whole summer there. I studied here. What did I study? Something English poetry, I think. Romantic. English romantic poetry was for one of my courses. That's what I studied at the university there. Really, especially to go to right to the north and so on too. It's really enchanting. But you have to have warm clothes.
Yeah.
And when you go in a pub, you always have someone who says, "Would you like a drink?"
My last question for you for this project, Antje, is what advice would you have for the younger generation to live a happy and fulfilled life?
I think they should really be conscious of having a lot of physical exercises, that they're really moving their body. And while you move, you have your own thoughts, not that somebody feeds into you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And nature is the best teacher you can ever have.
Antje, thank you for speaking with us this afternoon and sharing your insights and advice and experiences.
It's lovely to talk to you, and you gave me a chance to have a lot of memories come.